Kingdom people, they want you to snap. They wanted you to snap. For some of you, this has already happened. And they realize that you're not going to do it. But they snapping. They snap. But Kingdom people, for a lot of you are experiencing this right now where they want you to snap. And so when people are doing things that aggravate you, to get a reaction out of you, what ultimately they want you to do is to snap. They want you to snap. Now you might ask, why do they want me to snap? Why do they want you to snap? Well, they see your light. They see how you move. It's something about you that they see that they don't see in themselves. And they feel away. It makes them feel very insecure. It makes them feel very intimidated. And in some instances, their way of getting rid of you or bringing you down, getting you out of that light, getting you out of that, I'm hearing heightened space or heightened frequency that you're in. In other words, you are high in spirit because you're very close to God. You walk with God. You talk with God. God moves through you. This has been on my spirit today all morning. How God, what they see is God moving and operating through you. So when they're trying to get certain reactions and you're not responding the way that they're wanting you to, they're not understanding that this is God flowing through you. God moves through you. I'm hearing in Him you live, move, and have your being. And so a lot of times these same people have tried to compete with you. And what they're doing is competing with the God in you. Because again, what they see in you is God working through you, moving through you, flowing through you, operating through you. And so when they're trying to compete from a place of being filled with demons, or we'll just be nice about it and say a place of being insecure, feeling small and inadequate in comparison to you, because these people compare themselves to you. These kind of people tend to compare themselves with everybody though. And so they start to compete. And what they're doing is competing from their darkness, from a dark place, from something on the outside, so to speak. And I say from the outside because they don't have within them what you have. Okay, they're competing from their demons that they have inside of them. But you're not competing, number one. You're walking in the light. God is flowing through you. God is moving through you. Again, in Him you live, move, and have your being. So when they're attempting to compete with you, it's to no avail. Because you can't compete with God. Because ultimately that's what they do. They're they're competing with God. And you can't outdo God. You can't be God. So what has happened for those who this applies to is they have done that. Some of these people have done their witchcraft, black magic, did all kind of stuff. And I was reminded about how, this whole thing of pulling the crabs back down in the barrel, crabs in a bucket, and how they be trying to pull you back down in a barrel when you climbing out. And I had this thing where I'm like, I was never in that bucket. Some of you have never been in that bucket. But what they've been trying to do is put you in it with them, because people that operate like this, they're a crab. You ain't never been no crab. And if you have, God is healing you. He's restoring you. You are a new creature in Christ. And so you're not in that bucket. Maybe they were trying to pull you down in that bucket. And even in that, that's all part of trying to get you to snap, because you're not that same person you used to be. And those ones are trying to take you back to who you used to be, and you're not that anymore. But the thing is, they want you to snap. So they do all these things, they play all these tricks, they try to even set you up and put you in all these situations to get you to trip out. And the reason why they want you to trip out is because they're trying to destroy your life. They see that you're moving forward. They see that you're making progress. They see you operate in a certain way that's ultimately taking you higher. And for many of you, you are already higher. And when I say that, I don't mean you don't have higher to go, because you do. But you're in a certain place. And again, it makes people uncomfortable because of where they're at. You know, they're not doing the same things you're doing. They're not growing and maturing. And so because it makes them uncomfortable, they want to take you down from that. And the way they try to do it in this instance is to get you to snap. So they do all these things because they want to see you snap. Part of what snapping does is make them feel better. Make them feel like, oh, you're not all that. You messed up too, like me. This is their thinking, because these people know they messed up most times. And if they didn't know, when you came around, they started to realize it. And again, it makes them feel a certain kind of way. So they trying to get you to snap. Now, here's the thing. Ultimately, trying to get you to snap, the reason why they want you to snap is because they want to destroy your life. They want you to either snap so you can do something harmful towards them and end up behind bars, I'll say it like that, or having some kind of record. They're trying to have you in some kind of trouble where it can sabotage your forward movement. Some want you to snap so you can end up in a mental institution. I mean, sometimes when you keep pressing a person, you can really affect them mentally. And that's part of why, again, why a lot of people do the things that they do. They're setting you up for failure. They're setting you up so you won't be in a position to move forward. If you're in a mental institution or whatever, institutionalized, you're not moving forward. Doesn't mean you can't recover, come out, and then still proceed. But their whole point is to stop your forward movement. They're trying to destroy your life. They're trying to destroy your progress. They don't want you to become who they see that you are becoming or can become. Because these kind of people ain't becoming nothing. Prayerfully, they'll come around, you know, and do things different and do things God's way. But in the meantime, they want you to snap. Now, here's the thing, what I thought about when I got this message. How people do snap. And we hear stories about people snapping all the time. Some people end up unaliving people. That's how bad they snapped. And sometimes people will go so far that they don't even care about if you ended up unaliving them. They just care that you snap and that it destroys you and it keeps you from moving forward. Many a times these people don't have nothing to lose. So that's why they don't even care if you unalive them. Sometimes they want to be unalived. They just ain't got the balls to do it themselves. I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying. The other part of that is this. You know how when you be playing these games, playing mind games with people, and I'm specifically thinking of if you're in a relationship or even a friendship. It could be any kind of ship. It could be a co-workership, manager, manager, employee, whatever, employee, employer, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. The thing I'm getting to is when you're pushing somebody and you're pushing somebody trying to get them to snap, they may. And again, sometimes in relationships, people play games, but they want you to snap in this situation. They want you to snap, but they don't want you to snap to the point that you end up being unalive. But when you play mind games with people and you pushing a button, it can happen. We hear the stories all the time. It's all over the news or the internet, because nowadays the internet is the news, or the news is on the internet, because all the news stations is on the internet on all the social medias. But either way, they end up snapping. And it's not quite what the people were looking for in this instance. But the whole thing, again, is they want you to snap. And they want you to snap because what they're doing is trying to bring you down. They're trying to destroy your life. They're trying to keep you from moving forward. They don't want you to ultimately be who God called you to be. Even if they're not thinking of it in that way, the devil is. And he uses them and their insecurities and their whole whatever they have going on to do his bidding. But the whole thing is, what I can tell you for sure is they want you to snap.